and welcome to Order Up, a D&D 5th edition campaign set in the wonderful world of Zobeck, the wonderful city of Zobeck, I should say, in the world of Midgard, here on twitch.tv/Kobold Press. My name is Rudy Basso, and I will be your dungeon master for the next 8 weeks as we explore the city of Zobeck from a foodie perspective. Let's go around, everybody. Hello, hi. Just tell me who you are, where people can find you online, and we'll get to your characters later. Let's start with Shauna to my top left.
Hey, I'm Shauna Flying Cirrus on Twitter. She, her. That's where you can find me.
Yes, awesome. Great. Moving on. Let's go to Danny to my top right.
What's up, friends? My name is Danny. You can find me all over the internet at Danny Plays Games with a Z.
Danny with a Z. Love it. And let's go to, wow, our bear folk, wonderfully dressed. And I forgot to mention Danny and Shauna also looking great. I wore my gray hoodie for the occasion. Victoria, hi, hello.
Hello, I am Victoria. You can find me on Twitter at Mimi Merlot. I am social media and customer service manager for Kobold Press.
And happy birthday, you get inspiration. That's the kind of game I run. All right, and last but absolutely not least, Autumn, hi, hello.
Hello, my name is Autumn Graves. You can find me most places on the internet at Autumn V Graves, talking about tabletop and games and general nerdery.
Great. Cool. So let's talk about our fifth character, the city of Zobeck, or as it is more commonly known, the free city of Zobeck. For nearly 600 years, Zobeck was ruled under the harsh reign of the aristocratic Strauss family. Their cruelty and dismissiveness of the people eventually led to a revolt within the city, known as the Great Revolt. And afterwards, a new system of government was put in place, with a mayor in charge of most municipal work. The current mayor is Constantia Olek, a dwarven woman who grew up from humble mule driver to mayor of the city. This in itself is a perfect metaphor for life in Zobeck, as anyone birthed to any lot in life can achieve whatever they put their mind to, based on their strength of character, their optimism, and their lust for life. In addition to the mayor, there is a council that advises and keeps an eye on politics of the city. The council is mostly guildmasters and leaders of trade, but on occasion, an adventurer finds their way on there, along with the current king or queen of kobolds, whoever that currently is, and the guildmaster of the Arcane Collegium. Now, Zobeck is in a bit of an odd position geographically because it sits bordering 5 of the great nations of Midgard. And with the Moroti Empire aggressively expanding its borders, Zobeck has chosen to ally itself with the realms of blah, 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 blah. So none of that big world business is really on your radar at the moment. Maybe you see something in passing at the local newspaper, or you hear a crier yelling about the latest battles on the distant lands. But right now, your focus is on one thing: the continuing success of the restaurant you all work in, which is called Slice of Sketti, as in slice of spaghetti, but much cooler way of saying it. Which is located in the merchant district of Zobeck, across from the Six Lantern Playhouse. So now let's go around and everyone introduce your character and what your job at the restaurant is. Let's start again to my top left with Shauna.
I am playing Delphina, she, her. She is a Dampier server. So she does the front of house, and then occasionally, when items are needed, she can scrounge up certain things in the city.
Sure.
We need them.
Definitely. And you will. Continuing on, Danny, who are you playing?
I will be playing Bernardi, he, him pronouns, and he is the gardener / busboy of Slice of Sketti. He's always super dirty, like regardless of how many times he chooses to wash his hands or wipe off his shoes. He's pretty much cleaning the tables, but leaving a mess behind him everywhere he tracks.
A pig pen syndrome, I think is what that's called, right?
Exactly.
Cool. Victoria, who are you playing?
I'm playing Tula Enga. She is a 6'10", 800-pound bear folk, and I am the brewmaster. I make sure our patrons have some good ales as well as some nice fruit wines.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you got to mix it up. Not everybody wants beer, so
Exactly. We got to have a selection, especially with our new branding.
Oh man, if someone can come up with a bear sommelier pun within the next 5 minutes, they will get inspiration. So keep that in mind. And Autumn, who are you playing?
So I am going to be playing Vera, a human ranger who actually lives outside the city in a treehouse, but tends to show up at Slice of Sketti on a regular basis with random ingredients, and also sets themselves up as a regular taste testing Tuli's creations.
Yes.
At least that's what they will tell anyone who asks.
An important role, no doubt.
Yes.
Great. Oh, I'm so excited. So right now it is late. Service has ended, and the head chef and co-owner, who is an elven woman named Raymundina, has prepared a staff meal for all of you from today's special, which is barley brown beef stew, which uses some dark stout that Tuli brewed, along with beef that Vera sourced, and mushrooms from Bernardi's garden, and it was expertly served to you all by Delphina. This dish is a perfect encapsulation of the environment at Slice of Sketti. Everybody contributes their own special thing to each dish, and everyone is truly valued. It is very much a family-style atmosphere between all the staff. So you're enjoying this very delicious meal when in rushes Cleef, who is the half-elf husband of Raymundina and the other co-owner and front-of-house manager. Now, Delphina, you're the hostess in the server. He's kind of like, going around, how is everything doing? Are you having a wonderful experience here at Slice of Sketti? Have you tried the titular dish? It is our speciality. After service, he's gone outside to kind of cool off and smoke because it was a rowdy service. There was a group of dwarves who had rode into town and sold their stock of silver from the Margrave Forest, and they were looking to have a very fun, very drunken night, which they did. Now, as I mentioned, the staff vibe in the restaurant is very family-esque, and we've got Raymundina and Cleef, and they've got this kind of mom and dad vibe, and sometimes dad can be a little hot-tempered and alarmist, and mom, meanwhile, very calm, very zen. So you are not all surprised when Cleef rushes in seeming very upset. He beelines over to all of you, throws his hands into the air, and yells, "Whoop! We're ruined!"
Okay, what is it? What?
Ah!
It's not it wasn't the rowdy ones, was it? It wasn't.
No, he's doing a lot of sputtering. Not uncharacteristic of him. But he tells you that King Quetelmac, king of the kobolds, has announced that he is going to be coming here tomorrow to Slice of Sketti. And everyone in the city knows that every time the king of kobolds finishes his meal at a restaurant, he belches loudly, and then he decrees whether the meal was delicious or no good. And every restaurant that gives him a delicious meal, their coffers overfloweth. And every restaurant that has given him a bad meal is out of business within the season. I don't know anything about special King Kobold food. Do you? And he looks at his wife, and she says, I know about cooking good food. And he goes, no! We need a super special meal for the King of Kobolds. Does anyone know about super special meals for the King of Kobolds? And he looks at all of you very desperately.
Vera very noticeably just kind of picks up their bowl and brings it closer to their chest and just eats and tries not to meet Cleef's gaze.
Bernardi's just slurping, eating with his mouth full, and is like, I promise you, if you throw any sort of oyster mushrooms,
No, again with the oyster mushrooms with you.
They're not oysters,
They're good.
Mr. Cleef. They're not oysters. They're mushrooms.
They should rename them, or then, okay? That's all I'm saying with the oyster mushrooms.
I think Delphina is like pantomiming eating her food, but at a certain point she just passes it to Bernardi because no one really likes to watch someone drink blood at the table. I don't know, and I could go and ask when is
Tomorrow.
it?
He's coming tomorrow. And
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Could we do some reconnaissance?
Yes. Okay. Here's the plan. Okay. Tomorrow. Okay. Here we go. I will cover the lunch rush front of house by myself. Raymundina obviously needs to be cooking. I would love if the four of you, and he looks and he sees Vera's here. Yeah, I know you're not on payroll, but I would definitely appreciate you as well with your many ranger skills. If you could figure out what this King of Kobolds loves to eat and then source those ingredients for us and get it back to us by the mid-evening, 5 o'clock, I guess. Yeah, I think kobolds eat later in the day. So, I don't know. They probably eat whenever. I don't know! And he just kind of puts his hands to his head again. And Raymundina steps up and says, it's okay. I feel confident that I can cook whatever you bring me. And you all know she is like a master of just throwing things together and making it look awesome. So if you can bring the framework for a recipe to me, I think that I can make something fantastic. It's just I need some guidance on what that would be. Does that sound okay?
I mean, we're gonna have to make do, I guess.
So we infiltrate the King of the Kobolds' house, find out what he eats, get the items, and come back.
Less criminally, maybe, but I like where your head is at. I like what you're thinking.
Tuli, if you don't say the word infiltrate, we can just break in instead.
So break in is not a better word instead of infiltrate. That is not a good substitution.
That might be legally
visit.
bad.
Okay, so we're getting closer to where I think it would be a good idea.
We
But
can knock on the back door and say, "Excuse me. What
As long as
does the
Tuli's
king
doing
like
the
to
knocking.
eat?"
the king. So let's talk about the Kobold District and Kobold Society within Zobeck, because the Kobold District is really kind of a city within the city. The King of Kobolds is an ever-changing position. Right now, it is King Quetelmac. He has been king for 2 years, which is like a record as far as all of you know. Since you've lived in Zobeck, however long that may be, no king has made it that long. And there's lots of lesser kings within. It's very much I don't want to say Game of Thrones because that's probably too clever for what the kobolds do, but it's similar to that. It's a lot of political maneuvering and things like that. So this kobold is very well liked by his fellows. So it's the first time someone has approached the king position with a helping hand versus a taking hand. So he is very popular in the Kobold District. His home isn't necessarily a palace. It's kind of like a nicer home within the Kobold District, but it is, so it is definitely possible for you to go there. Cleef says that works. The less criminal aspects of it, the better, because as one can find in the Zobeck Gazetteer, there is indeed a chart for punishments of breaking the law, which I was hoping not to get to quite so soon. But I would recommend maybe doing some research on previous restaurants he's visited, or going to the library and doing some research there, or maybe even going to the Kobold District and asking around may also be very, very smart.
Oh, Mr. Mr. Cleave, you said less criminal, but not without the crime.
I did. And he looks very closely at you. I did, he says, and he nods. And that's all I'm going to say.
A little
No.
crime.
A
As
little.
treat.
It's a hard world in the restaurant business here in Zobeck. Very competitive. So we do what we must to make sure Slice of Sketti stays popular. I mean, the name alone gives us plenty of business, but we need other aspects to keep her going. Cool. So, does anyone have any questions for Raymundina or Cleef? And in this enterprise they've asked you to move upon?
If we bring back stuff, is it just going to be for the king, or are we going to have multiple such cases? The king brings friends.
So we'll assume that the king will bring his retinue, including the queen. But yeah, so I can stretch whatever. If you can bring me ingredients, I have no doubt that I can stretch it to serve the group. They'll eat family style, which is how we serve food here at Slice of Sketti. It makes me think of like an Olive Garden or something. So they probably serve food family style, right? Yeah.
As of now, that's what happens.
Yeah, bring plot amount of ingredients, and it'll be fine.
May I bring some beer for bribes?
Sure, kobolds love a good ale. We'll say they're big fans of Goza, which is the fruit flavored sours. Not necessarily fruit flavored, but they're a big fan of sours. So if you can bring a sour ale, in fact, if you also visit, and actually this is important, I think, for you, Tuli. What is your relationship with the Brewers Sisterhood of Zobeck, which is a well-known and famous group of brewers?
Oh, I am a guild member.
You're a guild member. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't work directly with the Sisterhood, but you have learned their ways and have since ventured out. That's
Mhm.
great. So if you like, you could visit Guild Mistress Ludmea and maybe inquire as to, I think they like Gozas, which is a popular beer at the moment in the city, but who knows? Maybe kobolds have an affinity for a certain type of beverage, and I think she would be very knowledgeable of this thing.
Got it.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So you all have a fine evening's sleep. Did we talk about character classes too? I don't know if we did. We talked about what everyone's role in the restaurant is, but it is on the overlay. So Delphina Rogue, Bernie Gardener or Druid, Tuli Cleric, and Vera Ranger. Cool. So it is the next morning. As I have told you off stream, I totally encourage splitting up the party to explore the city and try and find out more. Who has leads and who would like to go where? Delphina, what are you thinking?
I think Delphina's going to go to the Rampant Roach, Lower Zobeck.
To Lower Zobeck. Cool.
Yeah, to one of the few big kobold restaurants, just to see what they kind of stuff they have on the menu. See if we can bring back some stuff, just in case the infiltration doesn't necessarily go off.
Awesome.
If we have a backup plan.
Yes. Cool. Would anyone like to go with Delphina?
I think Bernardi's so used to cleaning up after Delphina's tables that they would go with her.
Nice. How about Tuli and Vera? Did you want to head to the Brewmasters, Tuli, or someplace else?
Yeah, I think I would go there first. I got contacts there.
Yeah.
Vera would probably tag along.
Tag along? Love it.
I mean, who doesn't want to go to the Brewmaster Guild?
Right. They would also like to make a stop somewhere up in like the market district.
Yeah.
They are a journeyman with the Leatherworkers Guild.
Oh.
And so know some people around there.
Sure, you can ask around. Kobolds are known for their love of leather. Okay, I'm also going to be doing a lot of that. I don't know if that's the specific lore in the book, but this is Rudy's version of Zobeck. So kobolds love leather. I'm writing it down. Yes. Okay. So let's start at where did you say exactly you wanted to go, Delphina? In the lower market or the lower district? There was a specific restaurant, I think you said?
I think there was the Rampant Roach.
Rampant Roach.
It's
great. Yeah. So this is in the book. If you're playing along at home, page 58. So the Rampant Roach, as you go in, there is a sign outside that says, Kobold cook food for eating. And that is hanging up. And there's like a big bunch of exclamation points. And you're like, oh, yes, they must cook food for eating here. You go in and it is a lot of kobold customers, but you see also the occasional human or humanoid in there as well, enjoying. Most food is eaten out of bowls and eaten with your hands. But yeah, this is pretty busy. And the owner, Skirtal, welcomes you with open hands. Now, let's talk about Slice of Sketti. I guess let's talk about the restaurant culture within the city, because I want you all to help establish that. Is it like everybody's pals? Like we're all working, we all are in the same grind, we're all working together? Or do you think there is more of a competitive, kind of, I'm cared about us and not about everybody else kind of mood to the group? I'm pumped either way, so.
I think it'd be fun if we all went to the same service industry nights.
Sure.
On Mondays,
Okay. Yeah, I love it.
Friendly competition.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So in that case, Skirtal welcomes you and wags a finger and says, "Don't be stealing my recipes." Ha 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 ha.
Oh, I know. Like Interconic, I think she knows a little bit of a couple. It's like I'll know what you do when you get there.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So you sit down and he hands you a menu. And looking over it, it seems like kind of standard as like good food fare, like hearty, rustic. I'm gonna probably say that word a lot. Just kind of like simple food prepared well. But there is one pattern, one noticeable ingredient that you see used in a lot of it, and that is honey. It seems like kobolds like their food a little sweet with honey. So that's the thing that stands out to you most. Those kobolds got a sweet tooth.
Well, that's a little bit less unusual than I was expecting. I was expecting to have to go into mines, get fungus, that sort of things,
Not in this particular case.
We can do that.
Yeah. So he serves you, you can order off the menu, he serves you something, and it is pretty good, pretty tasty. And he says, the king of kobolds visited this restaurant not 7 seasons ago.
And judging by that you're here now, must have been good. And the food was good. Thank you.
Yes, I think it was quite tasty.
So Bernardi just reaches over the table and starts eating Delphina's food because she doesn't really eat because he's just so used to that. And then he doesn't even look up, but he's like, "Hey, could I get another order of this, but with the honey on the side?" And he just keeps on eating with his hands.
Oh yes, we can bring you honey on the side.
Extra honey.
Extra honey.
Extra honey.
Extra honey on the side. Yes. As you look at this honey, why don't you make me a nature check?
Let's see, plus 30. Is a plus 3, 18.
Whoa, okay. You can tell this is not your run-of-the-mill standard honey, okay? This honey comes from a different breed of bee. One might call them giant bee. Giant honey bee. You can tell this is a special kind of honey. And that as you kind of look around the room, you see the kobolds like slurping up the honey and loving the honey so much. And yeah, you definitely think this special honey is something that you must have.
So Bernardi would look up from the table after kind of noticing all this, and it's just like, I have a little garden behind a Slice of Sketti, and where do you source this honey from? Because they actually might be good to help, pollinate some of my mushrooms back there.
Now that, my friend, is a rampant roach secret.
Why is it a secret? The food is so delicious. Why are you keeping it to yourself?
Oh, come on. We're not competitors. You have your own district. We have ours. If you need anything from us,
I cannot be giving away all of my secrets, my friends.
Bernardi reaches down into his pocket and just pulls out a handful of oyster mushrooms, and he's like, "Slice of Sketti, here's our secret ingredient," and just kind of throws it at him. Mushroom confetti.
These, they are not actually oysters. They are mushrooms. I do not know why they're called.
That's what I'm saying.
I do not know why they're called oyster mushrooms. But
it plays with expectations. That's the thing of they say oysters. It comes in here. And it's delicious. So.
These are not exactly a kobold palate kind of thing. So I appreciate your openness with your secret ingredient to the point where you are literally throwing it at me. But I think I will not be sharing where we get our special honey.
Oh, come on. Just give us a solid for one. If it was a matter of closing or not closing, it'd help you.
You appeal to my greater kobold nature. Sure, make a persuasion check with advantage.
All right.
As you can try and convince him.
Bernardi's on all fours, just picking up the oyster mushrooms and stuffing it back.
Ooh,
into his
thank
pocket.
goodness. It's a 23.
23. Okay. He goes,
The other was this one.
My friends, you have convinced me. We are all in this together, this hospitality industry. So yes, I will give you a little bit. Now, I want those mushrooms, though, he says, and he points at Bernardi, who's picking up the mushrooms.
Bernardi kind of realizes it's even dirtier than before and just kind of wipes it off and hands it to him.
He says, no, I want the extra dirt.
Bernardi takes it, puts it back on the ground, picks it back up, and gives it back to him.
Perfect, he says, and he holds it up to the light like someone examining a gemstone or something very, very valuable. So great, you all have some delicious honey to be cooked with whatever's going to be cooked. Let us jump then to Tuli and Vera, who are at the Brewmast Sisterhood. Sisterhood of Brewing. What did I call it?
The Sisterhood of
Brewers
Brewing?
Sisterhood. Yes, I'm sorry. Page 54 if you're following along at home. So you visit, and immediately Guild Mistress Ludmea goes over to you, Tuli, and embraces you in a big bear hug. And she says, "Oh, it's such an honor to have you back with us, Tuli. We're so proud of all the work you're doing at Slice of Sketti with your ales. What was your signature beer again that everyone knows that Tuli does the best? What was that again?"
That would be the Humdinger Stout.
Ah, the Humdinger Stout, made with hummingbird nectar. Is that right?
Indeed. It's quite the feat to collect it, but once you do.
Yes, scrumptious. That is the sound. That is the sound of scrumptiousness that we love to make here at the guild, the brewing guild. Yes. Sorry to all of those who don't like to hear mouth sounds. And who is your friend here? And she turns to Vera.
This is my friend Vera.
Gives a short bow.
Oh,
Hello, it is a pleasure to be here.
and so kind, such manners. Very much appreciated. Here, come, won't you taste some ale? Sample some ales with us, she says, and she motions to you, Vera.
Yes, absolutely. It would be my pleasure.
Great. So she brings you to the tasting room, which is filled with kegs of things they're testing out, and there's chocolate cherry Bach and other exciting, delicious sounding things. And you enjoy a fine conversation. What does this conversation consist of, Tuli? Or how do you approach with your questions?
This is quite good.
Ah! You flatter me.
Oh, well, of course I do. Take the flattery. Take it, take it, take it. Can I have more of this one?
Yes, and she pours you some more. These are all testing kegs, so they're meant to be drank. We've all drank them already, and now we have lots left over. So please, gulp, gulp.
This is quite good. Hints of coriander.
Oh, you've noticed your palate.
Mm-hmm.
You noticed indeed. Yes, it's mostly for the nose, but it's on the back end. Yes, the coriander as you drink it.
Mm-hmm. Quite good, quite good. You know what I heard?
What have you heard?
I heard that the Kobold King likes beverages.
I have heard this as well. The Kobold King enjoys many a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we say.
So does the Kobold King order from the Sisterhood?
So the Kobold King loves mead because he loves his honey, because kobolds love their honey. He also loves to pair. He's a big fan of these amber ales because they pair very well with his other favorite thing, which are fey poultry. Poultry that have magical elements to them.
I have seen those around. They're different colors. Some
They're
would
different
disappear.
colors. Yes, there are different kinds. Some are a little bit higher in quality than others.
Yes.
I know that if you look to the forest, you may find some. If you look, I believe the sewers may even house some of them. Perhaps even you can find a spellcaster who can create one for you if you bring him or her or them the proper ingredients. Yes, kobolds love their magic chickens, she says.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting.
Either of you can make a nature or history or scholar check to think to yourself, do I know any fey poultry off the top of your head? Or Arcana.
Check.
Lots of options here.
You said
Cool.
insight was one of those that I could use?
No, Arcana, scholar, nature, like knowledge checks, just to kind of search
Okay.
your own memory to think, do I know about fey poultry?
I got a 15
15.
for nature.
Yes. Okay.
I got a wait.
So
an 8
in
for, I'm horrible at roll 20.
So, Vera, you know that the forests of Margrave are filled with griffins, which are very dangerous, but also would definitely fit the profile of fey poultry. And in addition, they are a pretty delicious, and particularly their eggs, pretty delicious and tasty thing to eat. But again, they're pretty dangerous. Tuli, you don't know much about fey chickens or fey poultry of any kind.
Okay. Interesting. Can we
Yes.
get that at the market?
No, I think they're a little bit more rare, and you'll probably have to seek them out on your own. It's very much an exotic specialty good, so it's not something that's regularly traded in the market. You could try, and she kind of like leans forward and hushes her voice. The underground market in the sewers, known as cartways, yes, the cartways which there is an underground. So the cartways are what the sewer system is called. A lot of times illegal things are kind of smuggled through them. It's the sewer system underneath the city. But there are rumors of a black market kind of district set up on certain days and in certain places. It's kind of like an ever moving black market that goes all over the place. So you could try and seek out something there, but they only work in barter. There's no cash exchange. And to make it would probably be something you would probably have to trade something special. And she says, probably not oyster mushrooms. As though that has been offered to her before.
What about some humdinger stout?
Humdinger, yes. Perhaps a keg of humdinger stout could be worthy of trading, but you would probably, you would have to find the right person selling the right chicken for a humdinger stout.
What do you think, Vera?
Well, both sound equally dangerous because the only magic fey chickens that I know of around, my home in the forest are griffins.
Ooh.
They are very big. And I know you are also very big, but they are very big. But maybe there is lots of things in the forest and in the city. Maybe we can find something worth trading. I do like bartering.
Okay. Would kobolds like food from the sewer?
I don't think kobolds would like food from the sewer. Oh, well, I mean, it depends what food it is from the sewer. Lots of things live in the sewer, I suppose. You can make what check would this be? Do kobolds like food from the sewer? History check, maybe? Or scholar? Either one of those.
Oh, I
Remember,
rolled
you
a
have
natural one.
An inspiration, too, if you want to
Yeah, I'm
roll
going to
that.
use that inspiration.
Cool.
Oh, and then that's a 5 plus history. That's 9.
Kobolds might like food from the sewers. Kobolds might not like food from the sewers, though, too.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Vera. Maybe, you hunt, right? Doesn't we just need a snare? Bend a sapling back.
You might need an entire pine tree.
I think I can do it.
Well, we could hit up some of my contacts in the merchant district or the Leather Workers Guild. I don't go there much, but they might talk to me. I don't know. I haven't seen them in a while.
Okay.
But they
well,
might be
maybe
able
we
to
can
help
talk
us.
with the others because it seems like those other twos are pretty dangerous.
Yeah, maybe they know about this Cartways place.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never been. I hope they're tall enough for me.
How tall are you again? 6'10", I think you said? Yeah. You're a big bear. I mean, most bears are big bears. So, all right, cool. We can, did you want to head straight to the leather district, Vera, and ask some questions, or did you want to reconvene? If you want to reconvene, we can open up checks again to Delphina and to Bernardi if you want to. Also try and think of all the fey poultry that you've heard about in the city and where you may find them. So you can make those. Again, any Arcana, I'll even accept Arcana because it's like a magical bird. There are a bunch of magical birds in the Tome of Beasts 2, and Creature Codex, by the way. Just so if everybody was wondering. This was a very easy one for me to figure out with a quick bird search in these books. Do we get some rolls? Shauna or Danny? I'm not checking roll 20.
Oh, I don't know anything about these.
You don't know anything about these?
Yeah, probably not.
Trying to roll this. Did you? Just go ahead, give it a roll. There's no downside.
All right, let's
just give it a roll.
No. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 2.
Yeah.
That's a 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The idea of magic chickens
Terrifies. Yeah. It's like
terrifies and bewilders. That's
No, I think they're very. It's very cute because it's probably like a sized chicken about this big. It's like a normal chicken,
yeah.
but just magic.
Just like when it flutters around, like a rainbow follows it around. It's pretty.
It's not. It's gonna be the worst.
Let me write down a note. Rainbow chicken. Put on DM's vault. Okay. Did you have? Can I get a roll from Bernardi too about these kinds of things?
Yeah, Bernardi rolled a 13.
13. Okay. So you have heard of a special kind of thing called an August rooster, which is actually kind of like a combination of a bunch of different birds and the size of a human. Like it's a big human-sized bird made of other little birds. And it is usually made through magical means. But then it also like can procreate with other birds, making even kind of weirder combinations. So in your head, like you're thinking, well, let's see. We can get one kind of magic. And excuse me if I'm taking agency away from you. I just think this would be silly. You can find one kind of magic chicken, or you can find a magic chicken that's all the magic chickens.
The only thing that's going through my mind, I'm thinking of The Thing, but with birds, and it's terrifying.
Yeah. Yes. Each piece of it has its own brain and own self-preservation skills. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This just turned into a horror campaign, everybody. No more fun. Just horrible thing chickens. So that sounds pretty good to you. Probably to all of you. The August rooster. Great. And there have been rumors of August roosters roosting about in, again, the Margrave Forest or underground in the sewers. And it is a magical creature, so it could even be created if you found the right person. I don't think spellcaster-wise, we have a druid and we have a ranger, right? Oh, and a cleric. I'm sorry. Yes. So we have pretty good spell stuff. I don't know. If you want, you could try to create your own August rooster from pieces of poultry. That's an option. So you've all met. I think maybe everybody goes to the Rampant Roach to regroup and exchange ideas. And so here we are. What is the plan?
Okay, this just got real complicated. There's honey, but there's giant bees. But they like dirt, so that's a plus. How was the food, Bernardi? How was it?
Honestly, it just tasted like honey. But just honey.
Honey soup?
It
Isn't that
was
just meat?
Well, no, that's a process. See. Okay. And then I launch into the process.
Sure.
You gotta ferment that.
Victoria, if you can explain that process, you'll get some inspiration. You'll get that inspiration back.
Okay,
know
I've
anything-
made it before, so
Oh.
I will tell you all about it.
Please. This is a
Okay.
learning show, so we're going to teach
So,
the people as well.
First, you take a whole bunch of honey and you put it in your carboy. That's just a fancy word for a
Big
big
bucket.
with a neck on it. And you add some boiling water, stir it all up, let the honey dissolve in the boiling water. You wait until that goes down to room temperature, at which point you add yeast. And then you let that sit.
For a while, right? Mead
Yeah,
takes a long time.
for like
before
a
it's
month.
Ready. Yeah.
Though you can have a nice young mead at 2 weeks, and then it's about 3%, 4% alcohol, and it's
Oh.
nice and still kind of fizzy.
A sipping mead, yeah.
hmm
Nice.
And then you can add fruit to it for flavors. And if you want it to be sweetened, you can back sweeten it. So after the fermentation process is done, then you add more sweetener, usually in the case of fruit or something like that. And you back sweeten it.
You get inspiration. Sorry, go ahead.
I think this is probably incredibly common expression for Delphina to have. Like halfway through, you just see her kind of like wander off a little bit. This happens every time someone tries to explain food prep to her. It's like science. Like, yeah, the taste. Yeah, I know what meat. I know what honey tastes like. I know what soup tastes like. Of course, I have no idea.
So the whole time where Tuli was describing this whole situation and Delphina walked off, Bernardi was just doing something with his finger here, and he actually casted Conjure Mock Animals, and in the spot where Delphina was is now a magical chicken. Oh. But Bernardi doesn't pretend like he pretends like it's just normal. So he's doing this and just drinking this honey soup.
What is Vera doing during this conversation?
Listening intently.
Nice.
She just kind of they just kind of look at Tuli and they're like, but could we speed up the process with magic?
Yes, this is a fantasy world. Could the process be sped up with magic? I think so.
I don't really know anything about spellcasting. I'm more like, I don't know. I just know the city really well and kind of the forest a bit.
Maybe if we found one of the fermentation druids.
Okay, that sounds.
Vera just kind of looks at Bernardi, knowing that he's a druid, and is like, "Is that the right kind of druid?"
Chicken's like dancing in place.
Yeah. Okay.
Doing backflips and stuff.
Definitely, it's one. Okay, so sounds like the honey part of it is taken care of, right? What about she's like gesturing at about the autumn rooster or whatever the heck it is.
Autumn rooster, yeah.
Do we want the autumn rooster or the griffin?
I'll be honest, the griffin sounds less terrifying than the autumn rooster sounds.
Well, I do know where to find them, I think. In the forest.
I mean, they can't. The griffins?
Mm-hmm. I hear them sometimes from my treehouse. Though I haven't been there in a few months. I've kind of just been hanging out at the restaurant, so I don't know if they're still there.
How much trouble is it going to be to get one? Because aren't they like big?
They're big. Big. Yeah.
I could sneak up and hit it on the back of the head with a frying pan.
Yeah, and then I could turn it into a pincushion with arrows.
Oh, not a literal pincushion.
No, well, not literally. I mean, you could maybe I could tan the leather and make like a nice little pincushion or a new quiver or something. I haven't really thought that far ahead. But don't we have only until like this afternoon?
Yeah, we only have a few hours.
Oh, I mean, you all got up at the crack of dawn and you got out, and maybe it's about 11 a.m. now, so you were able to do your stuff quickly.
A few hours.
We don't even know if the Cartway market is on today.
Someone give me a I always forget. What is it? Streetwise isn't a thing in this game.
Oh,
right?
It's the survival or
survival could work.
History?
There? Sure.
Well, I like survival.
Sure. Survival, I always interpreted as more of like a foresty thing. History could work, but yeah, you can work. Survival can be more of a knowledge check. Sure. I accept.
24.
Well,
nice.
What do you know? It is happening today. And you know exactly where in the sewers it's happening. And today is We Want Alcohol Day. Who could have thought?
Right. I've got a plan.
Oh, okay.
We run back to the restaurant. I grab a keg. I haul it down with you. Well, I mean, I'll haul it. That's fine. But we all go down to the market. It's on today in the Cartway. And we can barter for some autumn chicken.
Yes. Everybody should probably also bring anything of value just in case they want a little bit extra, then because even though that may be the theme, you never know with them. Sometimes they want like odd things.
Some potentially blade tainted beech nuts. And you
Good.
just see Vera open up like her leather. She wears like this leather duster, and they just open up this leather duster and kind of reach into a pocket that you think should not be there, and pulls out just like a hefty sack, and then like another handful of like these small beech nuts
Sure.
that have a slight aura of shadow.
Inspiration, and also information for Bernardi. If people just like pull out food they're carrying on them, this is a general rule. You're probably gonna get inspiration from me. I love this. Oh, I just have these beech nuts in my pocket, or yeah, I have a pocket full of mushrooms and I throw them at the guy. That I love it. That's very funny to me. So, inspiration. Okay, so yeah, the market is going to be opening up later in the afternoon, though. So it would be cutting it close to get your autumn chicken or autumn rooster in the same time frame to get back.
We could go try poaching griffin's eggs. They're also quite good.
Could
They're a delicacy in some parts.
Oh, could we maybe cut out the middleman and find out? Maybe I know someone that is the sourcer for these autumn chickens or these magic chickens, and just go straight to them.
Yeah, you could find a magic chicken breeder within the city, possibly.
Yeah.
Could I use my knowledge about flora and fauna and rangery things to assist?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, choose this archetype. I will use my fixer archetype thing.
Oh,
Street
tell
smarts.
us what that is. Yeah.
All right, so I can apply my proficiency bonus to intelligence and charisma checks to identify or locate a person that you're seeking.
Okay.
Track down a buyer, or sell of exotic equipment or magic items.
Oh wow.
Or a chicken.
I was going to say I also have from my Zobeck Scout archetype. I do also have the market awareness feat.
Okay.
Where I can use my primeval awareness to choose an item or commodity and try to sense it.
Yeah. Awesome. So does this involve? So primeval awareness is a spell, or it's like I think so.
An action.
It's an action?
A spell slot.
Okay, yeah. So you could do that. And how does your thing work, Shauna, mechanically? Is that a check, or is that just a kind of deal?
Bonus to. It's just an ability check, I think, to identify something. So I think it's just like intelligence check.
Okay.
With charisma with a proficiency bonus. Okay, so it's 13. plus 3. Oh God, 6.
6. Okay. That unfortunately is not going to be able to figure out where you could find someone. But Vera, yes, with this. Oh, this is great. So you're looking for Fae. This is perfect. Yeah.
Chickens.
Fae chickens.
Fae poultry is what I am looking for.
Yes. So you have heard of a Fae poultry breeder that lives on the outskirts of Margrave Forest, who has a variety of different kind of poultry that are varying levels of dangerous, we'll say. It's one of those things where like buyer beware in the most literal sense of the word. Because it's up to you then to head out there, butcher them if that's what you're going to do, or transport it back. It's like it's on you, the buyer. The person just sells them, and they're going to be let's see. I'm so good at names. Fantasy name generator. And their name is Thimbraeus, the dwarf.
Okay. So I might actually know someone. Lives on the outskirts of the city.
Okay. That's not too far, so.
Yeah. kind of on the outskirts of the forest, kind of like halfway between here and where I live. It's kind of a do-it-yourself gig, like bring the money or something that he wants and butcher it yourself, transport it back yourself. But there's a selection, to say the least.
But it's within the time frame, and it's a good lead, and it's all we have. So
I mean, I
we got the deal.
have my bow.
I can
I can just shoot it from a distance, I'm sure.
I can
hug it.
I can subdue it if necessary. Don't want to, but if worst comes to worst.
Cool.
Bernardi's like, you can take this person over here. Just make sure nothing sharp touches its chest region. And he takes his fork and just kind of pokes it, and it just like glitters into like this rainbow explosion. And he's like, "Oh, sorry!" And then he just conjures up another rooster-looking chicken using conjure mock animal. And then he turns to Tuli and is like, "Do we still need to get that mead?"
I have mead already at the thing, but what I'd be interested in is the amber ale, because apparently the amber ale is what pairs really well with the fey poultry.
Okay.
Does anyone know some time magic?
No, but I can make a mushroom grow. And then he just goes like this, and it's just more oyster mushrooms and stuffs it into his pocket.
Well, let's talk about that. If you all can think of a spell within your spell list that you think maybe can speed up the fermentation process, whether it be of the amber ale or if you want to change this honey into mead, especially since Victoria has told us it doesn't take long to make a good young mead. I would be super pumped for that. So check out your spell list, see if you can make something work. And in the meantime, we can travel to the outskirts of the city if that's what people want to do, which I think is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Let's get this terrifying magic chicken.
I think it's probably a good idea. Yeah. So you head to Thimbraeus's farm, which is what it is called. Not the most original name, but Thimbraeus's Magic Chicken Farm. That's what it's called. Yeah. And as you approach, you hear the squawking and noises of various bird types. And I'm not going to do them for you, but maybe we go around and everyone does a squawking poultry for me and gets inspiration if they don't have it already. Does that sound fun? Yes, it does. And we'll start with Bernardi. That's it. That, my friend, is the sound of the Sycovac, which is another remarkably ugly magical bird, as described in this in the book I found it from, which I think is Tome of Beasts 1. Supernatural creature conjured through a lengthy ritual. And you see kind of like a bigger pen housing multiple of them, and they're kind of like flapping around. Not great flyers, the Sycovac. What else? What other noises do you hear, Delphina?
At least if I can do it in the...
Oh, yeah. That, of course, we all know, is the sound of the firebird. A proud bird that struts about in its cage, kind of looking about. You see an intelligence in its eye. It tells you that I have not been captured. I have chosen to be captured, and I can escape anytime I want. This was a choice. What other sounds do we hear, Vera, coming from this magic chicken farm? Oh, of course we all know that as the call of the griffin. Not as terrifying or intimidating as one might think, but that is terrifying and intimidating in itself. You don't expect a raging griffin to come coming down on you with a call like that. And finally, Tuli, what is the last noise we hear?
Woo! Woo! Woo!
And that, of course, is the call of the August rooster. the same animal that you yourself have sought out. Oh, we didn't set up pictures, but I wish I could show. I think I could drag this onto Roll20 for you all to see. It's quite an animal. It's got the head of the rooster,
Oh no.
tail of like a peacock, body of a chicken, 2 different kinds of wings. It is quite a creature. I'm having trouble doing this. I don't know how to do it. Oh well. Look it up. August rooster. And sure enough, you see 2 August roosters in a rather large pen, housing both of them, and they're just kind of looking around. You don't see like particular intelligence in their eyes, even though they are a magical creature. So don't feel bad about eating it. It's not smart. And as you approach, out comes Thimbraeus. Hello, he says, coming towards you. Are you here to buy some magic chickens? And he's got kind of wild eyes, the kind of eyes you would expect someone who breeds magic chickens to have.
Yes, we are.
Ah, he says. What be ye looking for? And he motions to all of them. Yep, they're scary. They're kind of wild.
One of the big ones.
Big ones, ye say?
We gotta feed a lot of people.
Oh,
like a family, like a kobold family, and how
Kobold
those can get.
Oh, kobold family. You know them kobolds. They sure do love themselves. The August rooster, and he points to the August rooster.
Oh, I can see why.
Ah, yes. King of birds, some call it. Perfect for
like a rat king of birds.
Oh, there, it just popped up on. It just popped up on chat. Thank you so much. Dot, I think probably did that, or I don't know, Victoria, if it was you, but there it is. The August rooster. Thank you. Yes, so it definitely looks like it can feed a fair number of kobolds, king and all his retinue. So how will ye be transporting this fair fine beast? He asks you.
Dead, preferably.
What? And he says, now I not be killing my chickens or poultry in the least. That be up to you. I just hand it over.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
If you wish to kill it, you must face it in the arena. And
the what?
The arena, he says. And he motions to the side, and dug into the ground is like a fighting pit with you see like bones in the ground. And he says, you must earn your magical chicken if you wish to keep it, if you wish to slay it.
How do you make money?
I have a rich uncle, he says, and he waves his arms at the end.
Delphina just looks at Vera and just like, there was nothing.
I rarely turn a profit, he
says,
says, waving his arms.
Arena.
Well, guess we're fighting in an arena.
Oh God, we have to serve tonight.
Oh well.
It'll be fine. Just keep your distance. Shoot it with arrows or hug it in Tuli's case.
Just see like Delphina like motion toward like a rapier. It's like long distance. Yeah, got it. Long distance.
If anyone would like to make an Arcana or a Nature check, I can tell you a little bit about the August Rooster, which is from I think Tome of Beasts 2. I'm bad at remembering what they're from. It's definitely from a Kobold Press book, so you too can fight the terrifying and possibly delicious August Tome of Beasts 2 August Rooster.
21.
Oh my goodness, you know
for
about
nature.
the August
I got a
Rooster.
21 as well.
Oh man, so it has so it's known for jumping.
No.
Jumping and flying. Did I mention the arena has like a net over the top of it to dissuade any beasts from flying away? It does. And it actually has like the ability to cast some spells. Oh my goodness, I can't believe. Okay, yes, I'm excited for this one spell. And so you think that this might be a battle. You might be surprised. And so Thimbraeus sets up, there's like a whole elevator system that he's done with gears and cranks. And I mean, Zobeck is a very industrious city, so he probably was able to hire some gear forge to figure this out for him. So he moves the pen of the August Roosters over, and he goes, "Oh, you can't just fight one. You must fight the August Rooster and its mate. I shan't be so cold-hearted as to let you kill one and have the other live out its days without its mate."
Do we get both of them for the same price?
"You do," he says, and he waves his arms in the air.
Vera
Okay.
just kind of leans over to Tuli and Delphina and is like, this is why he doesn't turn a profit.
All right.
Rich uncle.
The rest of you three know stuff about nature-y things. I think that's what that is. Anything I should know about fighting this thing? I've never fought a giant
Does
chicken
magic.
thing.
Not sure what kind, but it does magic and it flies and it jumps and yeah, I think it's pretty speedy. But I think you'll be fine.
All right,
I have
I'll-
complete faith in your abilities.
I'll just assume fire because that's what it tends to be most of the time when people say it might know magic,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
it throws fire.
So it's resistance to psychic, but other than that, and it's immune to being charmed. Other than that, it doesn't really have any other advantages. It
Oh,
actually
this
has a
is-
pretty low armor class because it's not wearing armor and its hide doesn't look too thick. So,
This is truly a hateful beast.
well, I don't know about that, but yeah. Tell yourself what you got to tell yourself to fight the August Rooster or any foe. Definitely hateful. Cool. So, does everyone jump into the pit then to engage the August Roosters?
Mm-hmm.
I think first off, I think Bernardi would be like, because he still has this conjured up August Rooster next to him. He's
Yes.
like, I know you don't sell them one by one, but what if this beautiful specimen takes the reign of the partner that we are about to demolish in the arena?
So you conjured. How does this spell work? Explain.
It's literally just it's fake for sure.
Okay,
It's not
okay.
it's not real. It's conjure mock animals. I summon face spirits out of land.
Okay.
And it only has 1 hit point.
Okay. I like it. Let's see. Let's have you roll Arcana versus his the ace skill. What is it called? His I'm sorry. Perception. Perception's the word I was thinking of.
Okay, I rolled a nat 1. So
You rolled a nat 1. You have advantage. You can use advantage afterwards for all your mushroom shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. Let me re-roll that. Okay.
Okay. I rolled a natural 20 though.
Okay.
So he says, "Oh,
No.
that's some fine conjuration magic you may have there, but I see through it. I do. That is no real fey chicken. Aha!" And he comes over and he pokes it with a staff he has, and because it only has 1 HP, it poof explodes and disappears.
Bernardi just looks at the party and was like, tried.
A noble effort. He doesn't seem offended by this. In fact, he seems intrigued. A noble effort. Perhaps when you're finished with whatever business you have today, you may come join Thimbraeus in the breeding of these magical poultry.
And Bernardi just kind of like waddles over to the team and it's just like,
We need to get our chicken and leave.
I'll take that as a no, he says. All right. Cool. So everybody's jumping down into the arena. Let us roll initiative.
Initiative.
So
August
roll
Rooster.
to do a thing and then it didn't do it.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the counter up.
Oh,
Roll
wait.
20. I'll just write it down. Okay. Call it out for me if you would, please. Starting with Delphina.
11.
11. Cool. Bernardi.
15.
Tuli.
18.
And Vera.
Currently having technical difficulties. Hold, please.
No worries.
There we go.
5. Okay. So the across from you in this 20-foot by 20-foot arena, a big arena, these are some big birds, stands the pair of August roosters. They don't look happy. If you could intuit the looks of big chickens. I'm getting head shakes. But, I mean, you can tell they're in a fighting mood. Tuli, you are going first.
All right. I am going to. I take out my frying pan.
Oh,
And I take out my mace. It's tenderizing time. And I try to tenderize one over the head.
I like it.
I need to go find my actual sheet. Let's see. Mace. 15.
That is a hit.
Whoop, whoop. So yeah, I smash it for 8 bludgeoning damage. Just like boink over the head.
Yeah, it takes the blow and lets out a. Who was our August rooster? What is it? That was you, right, Victoria? What is an August rooster being hit with a frying pan sound like?
Woo!
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Next up is Bernardi.
So Bernardi is kind of hiding behind both Vera and Delphina, like in the way back. And I think I would like to cast plant growth. And the goal is to entrap these 2 August roosters within just like tangles that just kind of put them into this sphere in hopes that Vera can shoot them a lot easier.
Sure. And everyone knows also, I will say, everyone knows that a freshly butchered autumn rooster tastes best. So just if you can bring him back alive, that probably would be pretty great. Just something to consider. But cool. So how does that spell work? Is that a save I have to make or?
So it just says I can choose an area where I can make things overgrow. A creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 movement. So it just kind of slows everything down.
Slows it down. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're a bit of a ways across from you. So I will say that on your next attack, Vera, you can have advantage against either one that you go after. And yeah, roots grow out of the ground and go over their legs. And what does an August rooster sound like when roots grow out of the ground and go over its legs, Bernardi? What does that sound like again?
Oh, Bernardi.
Yes.
Sorry, Victoria.
Yeah. The shock of the entanglement over its legs. That sounds accurate to me. All right. Next up, it's their turn. And with that noise that they previously made, they are going to turn and they are both going to attack Tuli. So actually, one of them is going to cast. One of them is going to cast Vicious Mockery against you. Because that is one of the spells that they can cast. So that's a DC 14 Charisma saving throw. I have to look up Vicious Mockery.
Rude animal.
Yeah, I think that might just be an attack spell. 1 sec as I look up how that spell works. Thank you, of course, to Roll20's built-in compendium.
The Autumn Rooster's spite makes it flavorful.
Yeah, wisdom save. So it actually uses charisma though, because that's what it uses. So charisma saving throw, DC 14. You save.
Yeah. Nice try.
Oh, you turn the tables and mock it back. It looks hurt. You see hurt in its eyes. Okay. The other one is going to just go with an old-fashioned talon attack. So this is 2 melee attacks versus you. Does a 7 hit your armor class?
It does not. That goes ping off my frying pan.
Does a 24 hit your
That's 2 attacks.
armor class? It does.
Yes.
You take 11 slashing damage as it swipes. It has like Velociraptor, or I mean Jurassic Park size Velociraptor talons. You know what I mean? Because they're actually the size of a turkey in reality. So
They were cute.
that is their turn. Next up is Delphina.
Okay, all right. Go for the necks. They'll go out. There's a lot of necks on this thing. She'll just yell out like, hey, over here. Focus on me. And then she'll try and like just stab the one that was
It was hit
the not vicious mocking one, the one that just did the basic attack.
Okay.
So I'll use my rapier to get it on 26.
Very much a hit.
All right, so base plus my sneak attack.
Oh, rogue.
Yeah. It's been a while. 12.
Whoa.
So
okay.
20 points of damage.
Yow, yeah, that is a big old hit on these animals, on this animal. Yeah, and now it's the hurt look in its eyes is now physical hurt as well. It's not just emotional hurt. It's got both. And what is an August Rooster sound like after it's been stabbed and sneak attacked again? Shauna, can you remind everybody? Yep, that's it. That's what it sounds like. Vera, we have one very badly hurt August Rooster standing up, and one who looks okay. Looks untouched, in fact, I should say, not just okay. Oop, are you muted? I don't hear you.
I'm good at technology. I'm going to shoot the one that is untouched.
Untouched. Okay, cool.
Yep. And
So remember, you get advantage on this roll because of Bernardi's entanglement.
cool.
Whoa, that's definitely going to be a hit.
24,
Yes.
and then
Oop.
oh wait, no. How do I roll damage? Oh, good.
So if you
gods.
click on the longbow button, it should automatically generate damage for you.
I
The
thought so.
highlight. Yeah, did it not? What?
No, it just keeps rolling. Oh wait, there we go. Okay, 11 piercing.
Nice. Yeah. So you start what did you say? Pin cushioning it? Yeah.
Pin
Yeah.
cushioning it.
Because it's entangled, it doesn't get to dodge like it usually would, and it gets hit by multiple. You're just Legolas style, just filling it with arrows. And what again does the Autumn Rooster sound like as it's being pin cushioned by arrows from a ranger?
With each arrow.
Oh yeah. So it's just like a machine gun of
Yep.
just echoing out from within the pit of the arena. And we are back at top of initiative with Tuli. So I would say the entanglements kind of like stomp their way out of the entanglement that has been growing up with their claws, and now they're free to roam and attack at will. But yeah, it is your turn, Tuli, top of initiative.
Okay. I am going to. I see the one that is really like hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like going down there, like narrowing in on that.
Okay.
Like, oh.
Is this with your mace or with the frying pan?
This is with the mace.
Okay.
11.
11 is gonna miss, actually.
Okay, I have inspiration.
You do.
So do you want me to roll again, or do
Yeah,
you
so
want to
roll
use the
again.
second?
Yeah. Instead of using the second one.
Oh.
11 again.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a miss. So as you move in to hit it with your mace, that's when it kind of breaks free of the roots at its feet and kind of like moves itself in a way that you narrowly miss it with your mace. It is now Bernardi's turn.
So Bernardi's a little peeved that these rooster chickens have stomped all over the entanglement. So I think Bernardi's going to cast Spike Growth, which is almost like entanglement, but this time the terrain, these spikes grow out of the ground. So these big spiky roots just kind of entangle and cover the ground and the dome full of these big old spikes. And it says when a creature tries to move through or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage.
Oh, okay.
For every 5 feet it travels.
Does it say when it starts its turn in there as well, or just if it tries to move through it?
Just when it tries to move through it.
Okay. Cool. Great. And it is now going to be their turn, and they do try and move through it. Both of them, in fact, do, because they move to go and attack Vera, having been shot multiple times. That cry that they make, every August rooster knows that's a cry of help. Help me. Help me, it says. Attack the thing I'm attacking. Woo, 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 woo. So how much damage was that again, Danny?
2d4 piercing damage.
So please roll that damage up for me as they both try and run out of it and attack Vera. And if you roll really well, we might see a rooster down.
So 3 to rooster number 1.
Okay.
And that's a 4. And 5 to rooster number 2.
All right. So they both do survive as they run through, and you see, spikes and cuts going up their long chicken legs as they close the distance with Vera. And Tuli, you can have an opportunity. In fact, Tuli and Delphina, you both can have an opportunity attack on the ones you attacked, which are different ones. So Tuli, the very hurt one, you can bonk him, and
19?
you do. Okay.
Yeah.
So roll damage. And Shauna, you also hit. Oh, just enough, Victoria, as it's trying to run past you. You just bonk on the back of its head with your mace. Now, I will ask you, do you want to do non-lethal damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Because apparently the blood needs to be going.
Yeah. So it runs past you and bonk, it just flops over and falls to the ground unconscious. And then, and Delphina, you get, what is your rapier? Rapier? Nice. Best weapon in Dungeons and Dragons. Yep. That's my thoughts. Versatile. As it runs past you, whoop, stick it with your rapier, and it keeps running though, and it's going to attack with its talons. You know what? Let's keep going. This vicious mockery. It's just I just can't get over the fact that this bird has vicious mockery. I don't
have it.
So, Autumn, please give me a charisma saving throw, DC 14. 10. So that is not a save. You're going to take 6 psychic damage, and you will have disadvantage on your next attack roll. But right now it is Delphina's turn. Yeah, how does it mock? Oh man, how does it? I think that's a great. So thank you, Dot in chat. I think that's a great. It like fans out its peacock feathers and like waves them at you, and it's like you feel intimidated and belittled by the elegance of the autumn rooster's plumage. That's how it viciously mocks you, right?
I'm aware
that makes
of
sense.
Every tear in my clothing.
Yes,
now.
exactly.
I haven't showered in a few days.
Yeah, you feel very yes. You're like, what is wrong with me? It's so beautiful. Cool. Great. It is now Delphina's turn.
Oh, Delphina just sees that this creature just booked at Autumn, and she's like,
it's beautiful. It hurts your heart to kill something so beautiful.
You know what it does? It makes me hungry. So I'm going to just go up there. I'm going to run at this thing and just like grab around its main neck and just try and like grapple it.
Okay, cool. So grapple is an attack roll, I believe.
Yeah,
initially.
It's I think athletics versus.
Are you trying to ride it? It's pretty big.
No, I'm just trying to get around it so I can bite it.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so we're going for the old classic headlock move, and it does have quite the neck.
Yeah.
For biting.
Yeah.
So give me that. attack, strength-based attack, I believe.
Is it strength? Okay, it's all right. I'm gonna use my advantage because I feel like there we go.
20 is going to do it. Okay, so it is grappled, which means that I believe if it wants to break the grapple, it would have to beat you in a roll-off. Otherwise, it can't move or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's accurate. But it can't attack you. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
fine. Yeah.
I
Fair.
think it just has to attack you. But all right, Vera, it is your turn. Remember, you have disadvantage on attacks against it because your eyes are like just big and like just in awe of how beautiful this animal is. Should you eat it? I don't know.
I'm still gonna shoot it. I'm still pretty logically convinced that I
Nice.
can eat this bird.
Your ranger instincts tell
My
you,
ranger
yes,
instincts.
bird, eat. But with disadvantage, unfortunately, that is going to be a miss as you roll a 9.
I will use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay. I like it. Use your inspirations. Whoa! That's a double nat 20 on both. I mean, we're only taking one, but yikes. Yeah, wow. Someone run the math on that one. That is pretty rare. So, sure, roll it. Roll your double damage, right? I know how this game works.
9 plus 7.
All right. 16 damage.
16
it is
damage.
looking real not so good right now as you hit it with more arrows. And you think about that beautifulness and you think, I want that beautifulness up on the wall of my cabin.
On a plate.
On a plate.
I forgot last turn, but I do also have an extra attack, so I'm gonna shoot it again.
Oh, okay.
Because we're level 5 and I forgot.
Yeah, that's right. So 11 is going to miss, though.
Okay.
Okay, though, we are back at top of initiative. This thing is looking real bad.
All right. So we have Delphina trying to grapple it.
Yes, it currently is successfully grappling it.
Okay. So there's grappling going on. I'm like, whoa, gonna need help. And I'm going to try to go in and snap its neck.
Okay. I was saying there's gonna be a lot of. We get double hugging. We got double hugs.
Well, I do have a bear hug.
Okay.
So when you take the attack, I don't have my glasses on. When you take the attack action, you can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Okay.
You can grapple the target in addition to dealing damage to it. I can use this ability to the number of my Constitution modifier per rest.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Do you want to just do the bear hug then as an attack?
Yeah, I'll just do the bear hug.
I like it. That's your special move, I feel like.
Yep. Okay, what do I have to roll for this?
So it's an unarmed strike, so it would just be a strength attack, I believe.
Strength attack.
Oh, neat. You could grapple. Oh, that's very cool. So normally a grapple doesn't do damage, but with this you will grapple and damage.
Yeah.
You squeeze them.
So how do I do this on Roll20?
So if you click on your strength attribute.
Oh, it just does the thing.
Yeah, it just rolls a strength check for you. It should. Bam, 9. So 9 is not going to be enough to hit it.
Delphina, get out of my way!
But you could then just do it again, right? Because that is an attack action. You're choosing the bear hug. I'm going to say so. You
and
can
I
just
do it as a bonus
action. Just do it again. Ma'am, 16 is gonna be enough. You get your arms. So a vampire has grappled this giant chicken that is the size of a human and is like with their fangs ready to bite it. And then the bear person also comes over and grabs it around its neck too, and squeezes really hard. So roll damage for an unarmed strike. And this could very well be enough to put this giant.
It's just a D4, right?
You might have a bonus because, well, you'll have your strength bonus added to it as well.
So 3 plus 3, 6.
All right. Yeah, that is going to be enough. You go over and you get your arms around it. Are you squeezing it to sleep, or are you squeezing like snap its neck squeeze?
Yeah, like it's sleep, like shh.
And Victoria, what are the sweet sounds of an August rooster being put to sleep? What is that? What is that sound again? So we can all remember. Aw, it's adorable. It's adorable. So cute. And yeah, it kind of lays to the ground and falls asleep, looking more delicious than ever to you, Delphina. But I think maybe you'll be able to rein it in for the job.
I just better get some of that chicken blood before we cook it. So I think maybe they'll just like pulls like Delphina off this thing and just kind of like pushes her. Maybe if you want to do that, it's probably something that people had to do. It's just like just don't attack this animal.
This is exactly. This is a regular occurrence that when you've captured the thing that you're going after, everyone needs to maybe restrain Delphina. I mean, it looks delicious. You're just eat blood, right? That's just I'm not super familiar with.
It's probably not the greatest, but
Yeah.
Your Diet Coke of like things.
Yeah, I get it. Cool. So yeah, the August Roosters have been defeated. Hooray! Well done, Slice of Sketti group. So I guess the question is now, how are you going to get them both back to town? Did you bring? I think maybe the restaurant has like a cart that's usually brought to market that kind of, you
sling one over
Sure.
my shoulder.
You could do that as well.
The other over my other shoulder.
Oh my goodness, you're that strong?
I'm 800 pounds.
I don't think it doesn't necessarily say how strong these big boys are, but they're pretty big.
I have a 17 strength.
Yeah, you can carry them. You can carry them both. Yeah, you can carry them both. Yep. Yeah. So, and Thimbraeus goes, "Whoa! You're carrying both of them over your shoulders. Why, I have to tell my uncle about this. My rich uncle. He's the whole time he was standing up top, like clapping and cheering everybody. He just wants a good fight. That's what he was saying. You know what I mean? Give him what you got. August Roosters, he says, and then you win the fight. So awesome. You have the honey, you have the roosters, you bring them back to the restaurant. And Cleef is like, it's kind of a quiet afternoon, so it's that moment in between lunch and kind of dinner time by the time you get back, like 4-ish. So it's not super crowded. And Cleef is like, "You've done it! You've done it! You saved the restaurant! Ah!" This is like the millionth time you've heard him scream, "You've saved the restaurant" to you all. That's not an unusual occurrence for him to say. And Raymundina comes out with a book, and she's like, "I found this. It's a book of famous kobold recipes, and I have been able to find one that it's called honeyed faybird stew. And I think with the honey that you all brought, along with this thing," she says, and she motions to that, "and also if we could have some cabbage from the garden." And she turns to Bernardi. And this is something that I really wanted, Danny, for us to talk about. Like, I love the idea of you having a garden in the back of the restaurant. What are some of the things you grow? Obviously, oyster mushrooms are in the equation, but what are some of the other plants or herbs that you grow back there?
So yeah, we have actually 10 different types of mushrooms.
10 different types of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have regular cabbage, we have red cabbage, we have onions, red onions, turnips, red turnips, aka beets, green apples and red apples.
Sure. Yeah, I like the pattern that I'm noticing. I appreciate it.
And just a whole bunch of mushrooms.
Cool.
So the basics: potatoes, white potatoes, red potatoes.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, like a great variety of your classic kitchen veg.
But we want colors, red colors too.
Red. Yeah. And I also want to know, like, Vera, what are some of the ingredients you regularly bring to, like, what are the regular things they purchase from you from the forest? Would you say?
A variety of different like syrups and saps.
Oh, okay,
from the
cool.
trees, seeds, basic game like venison and rabbit, and the occasional like fowl, like non-magical
Sure.
grouse or something.
Yeah, like quail or like those fancy birds. We'll say.
And then like fruits, like berries and like wild fruits that are in season. Vera has stopped bothering with foraging mushrooms because Bernardi always has that like on lock. They don't need to bring in mushrooms, and so they bring those to other customers.
Great. That's very funny. Yeah, I like it. Cool. And Tuli, we kind of touched on some of your famous beers and drinks that you provide, but like what are some of the so I'm trying to think how to put this. What else are you what did you major in while you were at the brewery? What was your the sisterhood? What was your major? What was your focus, would you say?
My focus was indeed fruit wines.
Okay.
That's what I am known for. I like to make seasonal fruit wines. I'm a big bear. I like my berries. And only I don't just eat them and let them ferment inside of me. That's what bears do.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they get drunk. You get drunk bears because they eat. They're so hot and it ferments in their bellies and they get drunk.
Victoria, inspiration for that bear fact.
Thanks. I learned that in grade 9 in typing class.
Oh.
When you have
That's
to
a bonus.
type about random
in addition
things.
to typing. Yeah. Wow. And I guess Delphina, I want to know, like, you are the master server of the restaurant. Cleef can get the job done, but he really appreciates and enjoys the kind of like manager customer relationship. He that's his thing, is he likes to build that aspect of it. So what is like your thing that makes you a server above the rest?
I think she kind of plans out. She's very good at like getting the recommending dishes to people, the right ones, even though she doesn't eat the food.
Sure.
She also like kind of has a system for which tables go where, and kind of like being like one of the few people that is necessarily fast enough to bring the food over and be kind of like not appear like stressed about it. I think she also like kind of like works with Khalid pretty closely just to kind of plan out the evening. So like that's probably what she's gonna be doing.
Do you use your like vampiric powers to appear like quietly or like supernaturally speedy
It's super speedy because they don't like when you just serve just like water, just like right there.
Yes, that's what every customer loves, is perfect mysterious water appearing. I know, I appreciate it. I miss restaurants so much. Okay, and yeah, you have a really great rapport with the chef. That's really important for recommendations. And I would say the menu is pretty regular, but again, there's the daily specials, which are a combination of everything people have brought in, and whatever Raymundina can figure out. And on that note, I think we're going to end today's session. Next week, the King Kobold himself will be making an appearance, and we'll see what chaos ensues in the restaurant Slice of Sketti. So let's go around, everybody. Please tell me where I can find you on the internet, what you're currently doing, because I want to know, and I'm sure that people want to know. I'll start with me. My name is Rudy. My pronouns are he, him. You can follow me online at Rudy Basso. Actually, no underscore. There's an underscore in my on the overlay, but there's no underscore. And just check it out. I have lots of projects going on, so please follow me there to find out more. Let us go on to Shauna, to my top left. Where can people find you? What are you working on?
Hey, I'm Shauna Flanksters on Twitter. That's mostly where you can find me, where I have my art and the games I'm playing throughout the week. And I have a pretty full slate, including playing. Actually, I got to play a werewolf on WebDM this week, and I get to play a demon on tomorrow's Urban Shadows on Twitch.tv Otherdoc. We're a bunch of supernatural people in Rome. So.
Ooh, supernatural people in Rome. That sounds very, very cool. Danny, where can people find you online? What are you working on?
Hello, my name's Danny. You can find me all over the interwebs at Danny Plays Games with a Z. Of course, you can find me here every Monday at 7 p.m. Starting in March, I'll also be playing on Off the Table's Burned Bunch, which is a Monster of the Week campaign where I'm married to a werewolf. And then you can also find me on Nomedic's channel on Fridays in a Starfinder campaign called Ursa Major, where we are uplifted bears in space.
That is very cool. I love the werewolf thing going on too. It's two. So Victoria, what are you up to? Is it werewolf related? I hope it is. I want to see this theme continue.
Oh.
That's right. What does a werewolf sound like? Thank you.
I am Victoria. I am the social media and customer service manager for Kobold Press, so you can find me running socials for them. You can also find me at Mimi Merlot on Twitter and with The Broadswords, an all-woman and non-binary actual play podcast.
Awesome. And Autumn, where can people find you online? What are you currently up to?
Hi there, I'm Autumn. You can find me on Twitter mostly right now at Autumn V Graves. Currently, I am here on Mondays. Coming soon, you'll be able to hear me in season 2 of Chords of Fate and Homebrew actual play D&D 5e podcast with some excellent folks. So that'll be coming soon, vaguely. If you really like food, I run a blog where I write about food and my adventures in culinary school. So that's over at foodabsolutely.com. You can also find all those links on my Twitter. It's the easiest place to find me.
Yeah. I also wanted to shout out, I produce a podcast called Dames and Dragons. Follow them on Twitter at Dragon Dames. It's a 5e actual play podcast with lots of fart jokes. Okay, and also, of course, we have to say, Kobold Press is a Kickstarter going on right now. Vault of Magic for 5th edition. Dot has been dropping the link in our chat a lot. Check it out. Already hit, oh my God, double its pledge goal. Stretch goals being fulfilled left and right, including, pretty sure someone on this show is going to be contributing. Yeah. Very excited.
I'm excited. A Broadswords item is going to be appearing in the book.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Say no more. It's very exciting.
I believe there's someone else on this show too.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much to our producer Dot for putting this all together. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys all had a lot of fun too. And we will see you next week for Order Up, a food-tastic 5e Zobeck campaign. Bye.